Today's video is sponsored by Squarespace. So after a couple of years of this sitting in my fridge and I've never done anything with it yet, I figure it's finally time to go ahead and try this HP5 disposable camera. Seems to be pretty popular. All the boys on YouTube are doing their disposable camera challenge, so I figure old dad might as well bring this thing out and see what we can do with it. So I've got 27 exposures on this particular one, and we're just going to go walk around Chillicothe and see what we can come up with. So as I've been walking around, I've really realized how freeing it is to shoot with something where I can't control the exposure, focus, anything. Working with something that's probably between a 28 and 35 millimeter focal length, and if I had to guess, an f8 lens. Everything is going to be in focus. I can't really rely on throwing things out of focus, and it's just been a good exercise, but at the same time, it's been pretty freeing. I'm pretty bad about second guessing myself or doubting the shot before I take it and basically talking myself out of taking the photo in the first place. Whereas this, I've been pretty free in shooting this. I mean, I've got just about 10 frames left and I've been walking around for about an hour and a half, so it's been pretty freeing. I'm shooting a lot more frequently than I normally would. So I've been walking around looking for things that have just good light, good contrast, because I'm not going to be able to have any control in the exposure. So as long as there's good strong light in the scene, that's going to help, and just trying to use any leading lines that I can, or just interesting lines, trying to layer things, as I'm walking around, using telephone wires, buildings, signs, anything like that to layer things in a way that is going to have good contrast and kind of add to the composition. That's kind of been the goal in terms of what I've been shooting. It's been a long time since I've used a disposable camera, probably since I was on a field trip as a kid, so yeah, this has just been a lot of fun all around. Before we wrap things up, I want to take a minute to pay some bills and let you guys know about today's sponsor, Squarespace. You guys have heard me talk about Squarespace for a long time. I've been using their service for years, way before they ever decided to sponsor the channel, but it's the best all-in-one platform to build a website. Whether you need to show off a portfolio, sell your own prints, or just have a place where people can get in touch with you, it's super easy to set up, and they have 24/7 award-winning customer service if you do need help. If you'd like to try a free trial, you can do so entirely free at squarespace.com, but once you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/mattday, and that's going to get you 10% off your first purchase. All in all, I was okay with the photos I made with the disposable camera. They're nothing really groundbreaking or anything that I'm going to put like in a portfolio, but it was a good exercise nonetheless, just to get out and work with something so simple and basic and just seeing what I can come up with. I was kind of treating it as like my little sketchbook camera, similar to what I do with my iPhone. So a lot of times if I'm just out and about with the family, or if I'm going somewhere, or even if I'm driving and I see something that I either don't have the time or the means to take the photo that I really want, or maybe things just aren't really lined up properly, but there's one little detail, something that really stands out to me, I'll snap a photo with my iPhone so that way I can come back to it later and just try to think more about it or plan to go and shoot either that same subject, or maybe it has something that I want to look for in future subjects. And that's kind of what I was doing with the disposable camera. It was really freeing to just anything that kind of caught my attention, take a quick photo. And there are a couple things here that I've seen that possibly I want to revisit with something a little more capable than the little plastic disposable. But regardless, it was a good time, definitely something that I recommend anybody doing. So if you're interested in picking up a disposable camera, I'm going to go ahead and link the Ilford HP5 one that I used in the description below. But there are tons of them out there. If you go to your local, Walgreens or CVS or any place like that, you're going to be able to find them. They're not cheap, unfortunately, because you're paying for the camera and the film, which it doesn't include the processing either. But still, it's a fun challenge just to work with something so basic and not giving you much control. So if you want to check it out, again, links are in the description. But that's it for today, so I want to thank you guys for everything, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.